Welcome to the special Eclipse edition. My name's Tommy Grisafi. This is ATI ProMedia. We are live checking out the Eclipse. Let me give you a little peek view of what it looks like and what's going to happen today. Most important is what you need to know is that we have some markets moving. We have gold in the headlines. We have someone texting me on my iPhone while I'm live. We have gold in the headlines. We have interest rates moving. Jamie Dimon. President Biden made a comment about ethanol and whatnot. We're going to hear from Connor and Brady about that. Folks, I'm traveling today. Unfortunately, I couldn't see the eclipse. I'm actually at my accountant's office up north. But I'll tell you what, we're coming up on April 15th. And you know what's going to happen 5 months from now? Harvest. Today on ATI Pro Media, I'm going to tell you, we're 150 days away from harvest. And it's something you really need to think about. All right, let me show you what happens when we have an eclipse. I'll give you an example of what it's going to look like. I'm going to use my fat head. Okay, so here, hey, don't stare in the sun, all right? So here's what an eclipse looks like. It's like this, and then it goes like this, and then it goes away because the person's head's so big it blocks it. All right, bring Connor and Brady in the show. You guys have a great show. Let's not forget we're into educating people. Don't tell them too much, boys. If you tell them too much, they'll never subscribe to ATI Pro Media Premium. Hey, Connor B., is there anything you want to talk about?
Well, I just want to say your eclipse. I'm good. I don't need to see the eclipse now. Tommy Grisafi. What do you call the eclipse watchers? Is that a meteorologist? I don't know, but I've got it right. Thank you for that demonstration, and good luck. I don't know if you're doing your taxes, but you're cutting it close, my friend. You got a week to go before you gotta get those suckers in. So, yeah. What were you saying? What did I need to say?
Oh, I think you wanted to say something about to the Purdue fans is what you wanted to do.
Oh, I knew you were gonna. I knew this is your brother. It's got him written all over it. I'll go ahead and say it. I'll eat my words, and I guess I'm rooting for him. I can't believe I'm saying this. Go Purdue. I hope they beat UConn tonight. It's going to be a heck of a matchup. Like they say, you can't teach tall, or you can't coach tall, and they've got two big guys on each team, so it's going to be a good game.
Hey, real quick, guys, my phone just had a pop-up tweet. Cocoa up 5.7%. New record highs, cocoa. Ooh, baby, it's getting expensive to make a chocolate bar. Brady Huck, help me real quick before I go into the office. Where are cattle? Live cattle, feeder cattle. Break down the grains and prices, gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Yep. Feeders opened a little stronger, and now they're backed off a little bit. May's down 325. August down 625. Set down 750. Fats from the fat side of things, we're up 57 cents, 172.62 on June fats. So kind of mixed on the cattle board. I wish it was a little stronger here out of the gate Monday versus last week's nasty week. Grains are just on both sides. Corn's been green, it's been red, it's unchanged right now. KC wheat's up 9 cents, Chicago wheat's up 3.5. Beans are down 0.5 cent on the front, down 2 on the back, all over the place. But everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
What else I want to tell you guys? Have a great show. If anyone does subscribe to ATI Pro Media, they probably want to see that Tyne edition. Tyne did a great job breaking that down, and you guys can talk about that. I'm going to click off. Joe, just kick me off the thing. You guys have a great day. Real quick note before you kick me off. Hey, don't kick me off yet, but wait, there's more.
But wait.
Hey, I'm just waiting for my turn to talk. I have to, after I go to the accountant, I'm flying to Nashville. Our dear friend Scott Shalladay, his mom passed. Condolences to the Scott Shalladay family and his sister. I'm going to go host Scott the Cow Guy. What an honor. That's what they've been grooming me for. He knows his mom's been sick. And so that's why they had me practicing. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll be hosting Scott the Cow Guy. I even got my custom earpiece in if you want to see it. So you guys rock and roll. I will see you this afternoon. I don't want to leave, but I have to. Kick me off. Have your fun. Kick me off.
Get that Purdue fan out of here, Joe.
See you guys.
See you, Tommy.
Tommy walk around in the parking lot with that earpiece like that. He's going to get a lot of strange looks for sure.
They're going to be like, what the heck is this guy talking about?
This guy?
He showed us an eclipse. Doesn't he know it's not for a couple hours still? So, well, Brady, let's jump into it. Let's just get into the headlines, read them off. I think you've got talk a little cattle at the end of the show, so we'll jump right into it. First one we had, Tommy mentioned it, gold at record highs again. Gold, these soft commodity, right? It's the wrong yellow commodity. I'd rather corn be up, but we're at record highs. I think you had a chart ready for gold just to show the rip it's been on these past. Yeah, look at that. What a run in March and April that we've seen on gold. So continues to make record highs. And I don't know, this is probably the time to be selling when you start reading the headlines about that. The bull run isn't done, but my gosh, it's been on a heck of a tear.
Big run. Yep. 2000 to 2320. Big run there. Significant.
Yeah,
like you said, though, wish it was a different yellow commodity for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What do we got next?
So, go ahead. Pop it up, Joe. What we got? USA
USDA
and
and CONAB on Thursday. Big report day. April WASDE on Thursday. We also have the CONAB numbers.
Yep.
Big discrepancy still between CONAB and the WASDE on South America production.
Right. We'll see if they close that gap. Little news out of Brazil, right? They're kind of banning people from being on X. Not a big win for free speech. And so lump that into what CONAB's saying, right? Big discrepancy from what the CONAB and USDA shows. So we'll see if that gets a little bit wider, if it stays the same, or if they can close that gap a little bit. So we will see there. So keep going in. Here's a big one. And again, not a big win for you and I's world, Brady, is Joe Biden. His administration said the initial SAF subsidy model to raise SAF subsidy model to raise climate hurdle for ethanol. So what they said, right? It's not, they still delayed it. The official release, I think, is going to be sometime in May, but they didn't automatically include ethanol. They wanted to see certain farming practices for it to qualify. And some of those, right, they had three. They had efficient tilling, cover crops, or efficient fertilizer application. And so right now, what I'm reading is they want one of those three, and to show that you're doing those good farm practices, right? However, they're going to define that for ethanol to qualify for sustainable aviation fuel. So it wasn't like they just X'd ethanol and said it doesn't qualify for that SAF, but it's another hurdle that we need to jump over, Brady. So not what we wanted to see. It is still an election year, right? We got a lot of swing states in the Midwest. So I'm going to choose to still be positive that we can see some pro-ethanol news, but not necessarily the headline we wanted to see that came out Friday.
Yep. Ethanol, big piece of corn demand picture. And what concerns me there, great opportunity here at SAF for that. The game, play the game, set the game for you to get those. That's one thing that concerns me going forward with that, any type of deal like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just don't know. Like I said, I'm going to choose to be hopeful, but we just don't know what the administration's going to say, right? It's kind of, we've got the environmentalists really not wanting, right, to see ethanol. They're kind of they're the ones pushing back. And then we've got people more on our side, Brady, that want to see it qualify. So we'll keep updating you on that, and we'll see where that goes. Like I said, I think May 15th, right? The original deadline, March 15th. But typical government, they're going to be a few months behind. Now they're saying sometime in May, we're going to get that rhetoric and how they're going to define sustainable aviation fuel.
Okay.
Next one. You want to take this one, Jamie?
Yeah. Jamie Dimon said interest rates to remain higher longer. A lot of uncertainty as a farming world, in the ag world, with capital intense operation, borrowing money higher for longer is not necessarily a good thing. But with the data we get each day, the jobs numbers we had last week, and then the revisions, a lot of uncertainty going forward with interest rates, but higher for longer kind of seems to be the theme. But we will see how it plays out going forward.
That rate cut, it was like, didn't it start off at an 80% chance in June, July? Now it's like 50-50 if we're going to cut rates this summer. And now the talk is, are we going to cut rates in 2024 at all, right? The Fed still seems hopeful that they're going to cut rates, right? They're preaching a strong economy and they hope to see it, but time will tell, right? We keep seeing that dwindling. Now, is it going to be into fall before we see a rate cut? I guess time will tell there.
Yep.
So
a lot of moving
any other
pieces
headlines? Yeah. Any other headlines, Joe? Or I got a few charts. Brady's got a few charts, and then we'll make sure if you're going to see the eclipse. I don't know. Do you know, Brady, how soon it starts? Southern part of the United States. Are they looking at it now? I think my area is like 1 p.m. I think.
Okay. Yeah. I really haven't followed. I'm still picking up the pieces from the weekends and the wild weekend activity. But there we go, right there, live shot.
Look at that. Is that Tommy's head?
I'm not sure anymore.
Good deal. All right, well let's jump in the charts. Joe, pull up that. Speaking of Eclipse, pull up that Airbnb chart that we showed again. We had it on, I think, the Friday show, but it's still just amazing. Next one over, Joe. Look at the Airbnbs booked for
Oh,
that
wow.
Eclipse, right? Every single one in the path of totality, right? I think traffic. I gotta imagine once that Eclipse over, the traffic's gonna be a nightmare, right? My closest area is Southern Illinois. So that's where
Okay.
I'm going to go watch it. So be thinking of me after the Eclipse is over if I'm in traffic, Brady.
Connor, do we got a live shot of what Connor could look like if he stared directly into
Well,
the eclipse? Guys,
what is
don't
that?
mess around here. Don't look directly into it. Can we throw that up? Oh, there we go.
Who made that?
Tricky
You
Rick
guys.
been
Okay, it's
playing.
you made me say go Purdue. Now you got me looking at the Eclipse, right? I was looking down, I guess, at least of that. But yeah, remember to have your glasses on if we're staring at that Eclipse. We don't need to call in work Tuesday.
Nope, definitely
So,
don't need that.
all right. Oh,
Report estimates. Let's break these down a little bit real quick. You
yeah.
got the April WASD on Thursday. 2.1 is the average estimate for the corn carryout. Little lighter than little smaller than the previous estimate at 2.172, but big range there. There's some sub 2 estimates out there and up to 2.24 for the range, but we'll see what the USDA prints. Could be a market moving report. I think Connor, we talk about it a lot, but the eyes are going to be on that South America crop number and what the USDA prints there with that big discrepancy. But a snapshot of some of those numbers, take a screenshot and study them up, and make sure you guys got your positions buttoned up going forward into the report Thursday. I'm sure we'll do a pre-report breakdown or something with premium content going into that.
Oh, absolutely. And you're exactly right. We're going to see the domestic numbers, see where they come in at. But to me, it's always I want to see the CONAB versus USDA numbers in South America. So just to keep you updated, right? Corn crop 100% planted, off to a really good start in Brazil. Soybean crop almost completely harvested, right? So we'll see. We should have a good idea where yield and that production number is on soybeans, right? Still, corn crop has yet to be made. So it'll be interesting to see, right? Still hearing, you have some estimates that soybean crop, it's not as good as even CONAB saying, right? They're really sandbagging it. So we'll see, are we going to see a drop in that Brazil, South America soybean production? Time will tell. I guess we'll know Thursday.
Yep. And if you're in a bull camp, you're sure rooting for that crop to get smaller and smaller, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because we need something. Because we had commitment of traders report. Joe, pull that one up. We talk about this a lot, right? I think I bring it up every Monday. But just looking at that chart, going backwards, right? We had some bullish acreage number, especially on the corn acres, but then we didn't see the follow through, right? And this kind of shows it that the funds added to their shorts a little bit in the corn market. So as you can see, we're going a little bit short, right? Not quite as short as in 2019, but as you can see, we are still historically short for this time of year. So what stands out to you when you look at this report, Brady?
To me, it's the size of the short and some of those big rips when they cover shorts. If they cover shorts, that market can rip higher, but it doesn't necessarily have to last very long. You can see them rip higher and then fade back down lower by the time we get to harvest time frame. So keep the powder dry, boys, and be ready to act when the market presents opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. We draw. I mean, right? It's not always fair to compare previous years to this current year, but when it's wet, it's not hard to remember 2019. I don't know how it was like in Kansas, but we were very wet, major planting delays. And if you look at that commitment of traders, that was that blue line. They were record short, covered them super fast with those planting delays. But then we ended the year, they decided to go short again. So keep that in mind, right? If we start see some type of short covering rally, right, take it with a grain of salt and let's make the right decisions going forward, would be my advice. That's what I always think when I look at that. So,
oh, Tommy wants to tell the joke. All right, this is courtesy of John. I woke up to this. Jonathan Danzel, Johnny D, number 53, but number 1 in your hearts at Kansas State University. He posted this on Facebook this morning and just made me smile. Dad joke of the day. All right. A little boy asked his dad, "Dad, can you explain an eclipse?" His dad said, "No, son. No, son, I can't.
Oh my gosh. That's a dad joke I've ever heard one, Brady.
Yeah. Courtesy of
So-
Jonathan Danzel, number 53 at K-State University. Thanks, Johnny
that's
D.
great. Oh, that's great. Well, Brady, you got any other charts or anything? We got it. I mean, Joe, do we have any questions?
Yeah,
Go
let's
ahead,
talk
Brady.
cattle real quick.
Yep.
I mean, last week, a terrible week on the cattle market, and cattle, I was really hoping that we'd have a little better reaction here Monday out of the gate. Fats are up a little bit today, 50, 60 points, but when you're down a couple bucks, $10 over the last couple weeks, 50 cents doesn't make offset that by any means. But April feeders are $23 off their high. They flipped from a $15 premium on the feeder cattle index to a $12 discount. Just a major basis play if you're hedged. April feeders and the index are going to converge in a couple weeks, so those will come together and they'll square up on April 25th. If you're plugged into the cattleman's echo chamber, it's all about the bird flu. Lots of conspiracy theories out there. Everybody's a victim right now when the markets go down, unless you're hedged. If you're hedged, you're managing volatility. I think the important thing for me on the cattle market is that milk and beef are safe for consumers. But markets are down and funds have decided to park their money elsewhere. So we'll see. Hopefully we got a better week in store here, Connor, for the cattle side of things, but hope is, not a very good marketing strategy.
I didn't see anything in regards to the bird flu and all that. Any updates over the weekend that have I didn't see anything, Brady, but you're 10 times more in tune with the cattle market than I am. Did you see anything, any updates that?
I haven't seen anything, any new cases or spread, but I haven't don't have my ear to the ground listening for the hoofbeats quite yet either.
No news is good news, I think, on that front, so we'll take it. So,
yep.
Okay. Well, do we have some questions, Joe, and then we'll get out of here? He's working on it.
Grain sorghum from Robert Bannock Jr. Well, in the heart of grain sorghum country in the Southern Plains. Yeah, a lot of be some more acres out there for milo and grain sorghum. Big drought play, maybe some cotton as well. But I don't know about you, Connor, but I think that corn acre is going to change significantly between now and the June report, and maybe even the January report.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it will. I did have a chart last week that showed, the principal acres, right? We've lost 6 million acres in total. And historically, we don't usually gain those back, which was very surprising for me to see. Again, small sample size. We can only go back 10 years because that's how long we've been doing that March intentions report. But we usually don't find those. So that's going to be interesting to see. Are we going to find more acres total? And are we going to see a flip-flop corn, soybeans, sorghum, cotton, right? Are we going to gain some corn acres going forward? So good comment, good question. What else we got, Joe?
Welcome to ATI ProMedia, powered by Advanced Trading. We're a financial channel that loves agriculture. For just $1 a day, you'll receive advanced trading research, actionable text, and a minimum of 6 videos a week featuring industry experts and insight. Click the button below to subscribe today.
No, Tommy's got a lot in store for premium content here this week. So if you guys are ready to subscribe, go there, click that button, and you'll get a great slew of episodes here that were sent out this week, and maybe even a flashback and look at Tyne's video from last week, which was a must watch. Just a cool side of Tyne and great information.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think with that, unless you got something else, Joe, pop it up, but I think we'll let you go. Enjoy the Eclipse if you're going to watch it. I'm going to try and enjoy Purdue UConn game. I'm going to do my best. It's a weird feeling if I'm saying I'm rooting for Purdue, but here we are. So with that, we'll get out of here, and we'll see everyone tomorrow.
See you, Connor.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.